Hello, everyone. Welcome to Conversations with Sekani, a podcast for people in their 20s who are trying to figure out life and not get lost along the way. Today's guest is Misun Oh, a spiritual life coach who helps individuals reconnect with themselves, find emotional clarity, and align with their true purpose through mindfulness, spiritual awareness, and deep self reflection. Mason supports people on their journey towards inner peace, healing, and conscious living. In today's episode, we'll be diving into spirituality, emotional healing, personal growth, and what it really means to live a purpose driven life. So, Mason, welcome to Conversations with Sekani. I feel like I'm not pronouncing your name correctly. Can you help us?
Misun Oh, yes,
Okay.
correct. Yeah,
All
thank you for
right.
having me here in your
Okay.
show. I appreciate and I'm honored to be here.
Okay. So for those meeting you for the first time, who is Miss On Ho? And beyond the title of, spiritual life coach, who are you really?
Yeah, well, I have my document, which is like kind of I am statement. So my first line is, I am a holy child of God. I am complete and whole. That's who I am. Also, I am a mom to 6 years old son. And yeah, and also I'm a single mom and also former educator, which I have big passion for next generation.
Wow, actually. So what personal experience or turning point led you into spiritual coaching and, inner healing work?
Yeah, that goes back like almost 20 years ago. In my 20s, I mean, of my life looked fine. I'm very outgoing person. I'm like always smiling, laughing a lot, get along with other people. So looks really happy person in general. But inside, I was really struggling with why I'm here. I don't know why I'm here. Also, I have been struggling in any relationship, like especially romantic relationship. I attracted people who is not really committed, who is not really, you know, genuine, genuinely interesting. So the breakup always made me feel like it's end of the world. It was so hard for me. I mean, I had no idea at that time. Just I was blaming other people, I was blaming my ex-boyfriends. I was blaming my parents, what they did to me. And then very late 20s, I came out of a really, really painful breakup. Uh, Probably that guy was the worst guy I've ever met in my whole life. Uh, but I still couldn't let it go. I just couldn't bear over the fact I'm alone. I couldn't bear over the fact of I am left alone again. Someone left me. I couldn't bear that. That's so painful. So I tried to kill myself, and thankfully it didn't work out. Yeah, I cut myself, but thankfully it didn't work out, and I came out of that situation. I just didn't change overnight, but there's a little, like I could hear a little inner voice. It says, there must be another way to live. This is not all about this life. I didn't know what it was because at the time I had no interest in spirituality or personal development or anything else. I had no idea. So, but that was, I think that inner voice was my lifeline. So I was holding on to that. And then I started explore life through the books. So I started reading book about relationships. I mean, it's 20 years ago. I was in South Korea at that time, and it's not like a book. Anyone can write book like nowadays. So it wasn't like nowadays. I literally consuming book after book after book. I bought like all kinds of relationship books. I read them all. I mean, it helpful. So it gave me a little bit of understanding what's going on, but it really didn't solve my problem. And then I moved on to personal development kinds of books. So I read so many, all kinds of personal development book. Um, it helped. It helped some way, but still, it's not really giving me very clear answer. And then and then it moved on to spirituality finally. So I found the spirituality books. first book I read was Ho'oponopono. I don't know if you know about it. It's a Hawaiian healing method. So that was my the journey started. That's about taking responsibility about my life, and then also it's about forgive myself and others, and that's the main thing of that work. So me as a big from the victim of my life. I was a victim of my ex-boyfriends. I was a victim of my family, and finally I came to the place of okay, I finally see why I had to experience that. So I start to own my life. Okay, I take my responsibility to any experience I'm going through, and then there's nothing to blame others. There's no one left to blame. So that gave me actually complete shift in my life. I I have my power back basically. Okay, I'm the owner. I'm not a slave. So I can take responsibility whatever I'm doing. And then also it took all of my little sickness. I wasn't very like a sick person. I'm usually healthy, but I had a little sickness like a headache, cold, and like a stomach ache. Like whenever I'm getting a little bit stressed, it came very easily. But after I practiced that, it all took off. Like I didn't get even headache for next 10 years. Yeah, because it comes from taking responsibility that okay, there is no one I to blame out there. I can blame out there. So then when what's happening when you blame someone, we subconsciously feel guilt when we judge someone. And that subconscious guilt creates illness in our body. So that result, I didn't get sick for next 10 years at all, even little one. And then after that, I practiced that for a few years. I did inner child work really intensely. I journaled with my inner child, the conversation with my inner child every night for years, no exception, every day. And it really led me to accept myself, who I am, as I am. Uh, yeah, and then after that practice, it moved to next level of spirituality. I finally found a book I really, really resonate, and I immediately called him as my spiritual teacher. And his book changed my life totally, totally different way. What it's 180-degree different. And yeah, that's why I'm here in the USA today. I came here where I live, Sedona, Arizona. He used to live here until he passed away. So I came here to attend one of his lecture and for some more event. And then one day I met now my ex-husband who was living here. So he brought me here. So yeah, it's a long story, but after that it's another story, you know. So my spiritual journey, if I can make it one sentence, it started from victimhood, and I became the owner. So I started to own my life, and now I can call myself a creator of my life, not just owning my life, but I can create my life the way I want.
Okay, wow. Pardon my delight. I would edit it out, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so wow, your journey, it seems amazing. And I must say, you are actually strong for, being able to pass through all those things and still, coming out stronger. I don't know. I feel like you have more to offer us, right? So can you
Yeah.
tell us like what role, or let's start with, how can I begin my journey of, self-awareness and just living the victimhood mentality and then moving on? How can I do that for myself?
That's a good question.
Mm,
Well, I cannot tell everyone because everyone is different, right?
mm,
So, but I can tell only about my case, my experience, but I cannot tell it works for everybody.
mm,
For me, I think um, my it's all together, my personality plus God's grace plus timing, divine timing,
mm,
everything together. But for me, we have to start somewhere,
mm,
and that start as a human being. we really don't like a change, even though we want to change, even though that change is really good for us, just the human nature resists to change. So human nature is just that we want to stay in this comfort situation uh, because that's more comfortable than changing. Yeah, familiar is much better than to change. So for me, the thing I can see from myself also that I can observe from other people. I am in the spiritual community. I see a lot of people's transformation, and that's possible when people's pain is bigger than that resistance to change. So this life, this moment, this life, what life gives to me right now is so, so, so painful. I cannot tolerate anymore. I have to do whatever it takes. So it takes a really strong commitment because without that commitment, the transformational journey is really hard. There are so many tests coming, and so that makes it to go through that journey is really the foundation is really commitment. So are you like, I'm gonna ask a question. Am I really want to change? Am I really commit to change, even though it brings me so much discomfort? Yeah, that's the beginning.
Wow. So the beginning is basically committing to change, right? Wanting to
Yeah.
actually change your situation. Okay,
Hmm.
wow. So in your view, what does it mean to actually live a fulfilled life as a human being?
Um,
Yeah.
may I ask you one more time the question?
Okay. So in your point of view or with your experience in life, what does it mean to actually live a fulfilled life?
Mm,
Mm.
yeah, thank you. I love that question. It lights me up. Uh, fulfill the life. I'm a life coach, spiritual life coach. I call my coaching as soul print coaching, which means everyone has a fingerprint and it's unique. Everyone has a unique fingerprint. There's no one has same in the universe. And I believe our soul has our own soul print, like a fingerprint. And fulfilled life means, first of all, find out what that soul print is. We can say a purpose or calling, whatever name. So we need to know why I'm here, why God sent me here. That's the soul print. And second of all, we need to follow that path to actualize that soul print in this life. Without it, it really cannot feel fulfilled. I mean, that's for me, like, I since I was a kid, I was very passionate about education. I don't know where it came from. None of us in our family, no one. But I was so passionate about education. I want to be a teacher when I grow up, and it never changed. And I went for that, and I was in education field for almost 20 years. And then I moved here to the USA and I didn't have any job. Even when I moved here, actually, I couldn't speak English. And I don't have any education, any background here in the USA. So I didn't see myself doing something professional job here. And I had my son and I was happy to be a stay-at-home mom. I was really grateful that I could stay home when my son is that young. Not everyone can do it, right? So I was so grateful. But there was always something feeling that unfulfilled, empty. I didn't know what that was. I had no idea. I just kept telling myself, you should be grateful. Look at your life, what you have. Like you have to be grateful. Why are you feeling that way? It doesn't make sense. So I blamed myself, I judged myself, I criticized myself not being grateful. But that's the sign of my soul is telling me, hey, did you forget something? Did you, did you forget why you are there? You have to do your job. You have work to do. And it's different for everybody. And for me, it's really about educating. And for me, it's about caring about next generation. So, but I didn't see myself to be a teacher here in the USA. It didn't resonate with me at all. Also, I didn't want to go to school here, go through all the degree again. It didn't make sense. It's also very financially expensive. So I didn't know what it is, but I'm open. I'm open to whatever you're telling me, whatever you're showing me, I'm gonna follow that. And then just the coaching came into my life over and over and again. And I was just saying no to that for almost 6 months. I didn't see myself to coach someone with my English and without any degree in the USA. So I just, uh, any time that topic came up, I said, no, that's not me. No, I cannot do that. No, no, no. And then just, yeah, one day it was just, I don't know what happened. I thought it's just that God was tired of me saying no to it or whatever. One day it was just very clear, yes. Okay, I'm gonna do it. There is no like logical understanding, but just all of a sudden, like, okay, this is my way. I'm gonna do it. And it's not what I'm doing. Okay, this is my soul print. I'm gonna go out there. I'm gonna share what I learned through my journey. And then especially with my passion for next generation, also my experience as a mom, I figured that really best way to help next generation is helping mom. So having healed mom at home is the best way to helping next generation. Yeah.
Wow. Well, I'm actually glad went for it and then you got it right.
Yeah.
Because if you had not, we would not be speaking now. And I'm
Yeah,
actually glad we
exactly.
are talking now, right? So
Yeah.
finally, I would like to ask you, what advice do you have for, the younger generations who are probably going through what you went through?
Yeah. My best advice is find someone who can mentor you or support you. It can be friends, it can be even younger person than you, or it can be very older people. It doesn't matter whoever that person is, but someone you can trust and someone who can see beyond your reality today. So someone who can see who you truly are, someone who can see your greatness in you, someone who can see your potential, not just what you're showing up right now, that changes your life completely.
Wow. Thank you so much. This has been really, really insightful. And yes, I'm actually excited about what you said. And I will actually, do the things you have said today. So where can listeners get to know more about you?
Yeah, I have on my website, it's called sedonacoach.com.
Mm,
And you can learn more about me. My website is focused on mom actually, but I actually
mm,
coach any other people too, not only mom,
mm,
especially if young people 20s in their 20s. So if someone is listening to this right now, someone is not having clarity in their life, someone wants to badly, someone to support them, help them. I'm really, really, yeah, ready
mm,
to do that. And also
mm,
I offer the 1 hour pre-session.
mm.
It's called Miracle Happens When You Talk. Because that's true. Yeah. There's
Wow.
so many people who just had a pre-consultation with me from 1 hour conversation. They found out what their soul print is and they go for it after that. There are so many examples for that. So I'm not here to pitching myself, but just to, taking that opportunity, 1 hour conversation can change your life.
Okay, wow. Miracle happened when you talk. I love that actually.
Yeah, it's
And yeah,
amazing.
actually, a miracle happened when we were talking. I don't know if you noticed, but I did. Okay,
Yeah.
so yeah, thank you so much. This has been really insightful. And yeah, I hope we could do this some other time. Hopefully, there will be no technical issues, stuff like that.
Yeah.
All right. So thanks for tuning into Conversations with Sekani. If this episode sparked something in you, make sure to share to someone who you think might need this and also subscribe so you don't miss out on new episodes. Thank you, Miss Undo. Have a
Thank you
wonderful
so
day.
much. I appreciate
Bye.
you. You're a really great host. I love your
Oh,
energy.